All right, this is Trains Newswire video for Friday, May 6th. We hope you survive Cinco de Mayo okay and are going to get the most out of this week that you can. What's new this week, David?
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting to follow is just the ongoing trend of railroads cutting costs. We have this week CSX announcing its Network of Tomorrow, which is basically going to concentrate a lot of resources onto lines between its kind of three hub cities, Chicago, Jacksonville, New Jersey, and then maybe try to get by with doing a little less work on some of its secondary lines. I think it's part of just kind of a bigger trend. You're seeing other railroads doing things, some interesting cost-cutting things. Burlington Northern Santa Fe has put a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit on all its coal trains and has done another round of layoffs. So it's just, I mean, railroads are definitely reacting quickly to the downturn in traffic.
Well, they got to do something as there's fundamental shifts in their traffic base. They've got to do something to try to shore themselves up. And not that any of them are in danger of failing necessarily, but to maintain those profit levels, certainly that Wall Street expects, they need to keep an eye out for things that they could cut.
What have you seen that interests you this week?
Well, to go from something industry to something more rail fan, to keep those costs down and keep the profits up so railroads can keep paying for steam excursions. Nickel Plate 765 is going to make a trip in June to Chicago. It's going to be on display, I want to say the 11th, Saturday at Franklin Park Railroad Days, and then Sunday, June 12th, it's going to make a run up Metra and Wisconsin and Southern to Janesville, Wisconsin, which is a trip that's seen a good bit of passenger service thanks to Iowa Pacific in the past few years, but not with steam power. And it's the first time I think 765's been this far west. Certainly in the 4 years that I've been to Trains Magazine now. So
yeah, Chicago doesn't get a lot of steam activity just because of all the demands on the railroading there. And in fact, it's interesting to note that this trip is not starting from Union Station, because I think in the past there have been some difficulties in getting time slots out of Union Station.
Sure.
It's actually starting from Glenview, fairly north of the city.
On the Milwaukee North Line.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know for rail fans that way. Don't start at Union Station.
That should be a fun trip. I mean, the varsity excursions that Iowa Pacific did about a year and a half ago, I guess now, with conventional diesel equipment were really popular. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see how well the steam excursion does.
Well, if they can get as many people to ride as we know we'll be chasing, they will do all right, I'm sure. Anything else, news from this week for the readers that you want to share?
Actually, no. It's kind of I thought it was kind of a quiet week after all the merger stuff is finally settled down for a while. We don't have to talk about Hunter for a while unless we want to discuss his salary.
You had to say it. Thank you.
But I don't think we'll discuss that because that's just the way of the world for CEO salaries. So
well,
how about you? One
more thing I wanted to talk about was Amtrak. There we go. Amtrak is taking bikes now between Chicago and Milwaukee, and Chicago. And by the time most readers see this, I think, between Chicago and Grand Rapids starting this weekend. So unboxed, roll them on, not quite roll them on, they got to get up in those big cab cars, so they have to be handed up. But there's no biking, there's no boxing of the bikes, there's no biking if you don't take your bike to begin with. It feels like a Monday for me today, and I don't know why. Getting back into the Newswire swing while Steve and Jim are gone has been a bit of it's been an interesting experience.
Yeah, we're kind of holding down the fort here while the boss is away again, which brings us to this week's trivia question.
Well, let's start with last week's trivia. Last week's trivia, the winner was John L., and his correct guess was the Tallulah Falls Railway, which is a short line somewhere down there from where Jim is from, we know, but I don't know a whole lot about it. John, congratulations. We'll get your prize out to you pretty soon, we think. Now, for this week's contest, a tie-in with the boss being gone. He's off in Colorado, by the way, promoting the new Colorado special issue and DVD, which are now on sale.
Yes, they're actually having a world premiere for the DVD in Durango. I don't know, do you walk a gravel carpet for that? I mean, I don't know what you use. Anyway, so our trivia question for this week is, how many days in a row was the boss in the office between trips? If you send us your guess, and we'll let you know next week.
You can put the guesses in the comments right on this story, and Jim will tell you himself likely next week. So I think that's all we have.
That's it for
all
this
right.
week.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Stay safe on the rails, and we'll see you down the road. Anything? Anything at all?
I got nothing.
She's going to want some B-roll from us. She's going to want to put something funny and stupid at the end. We might as well just give it to her.
That'll be the 5 minutes, won't it?
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. This is Trains Newswire, and that's all I know.